you're investing into yourself and you're investing into your future and your family and the things that are important to you.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Awesome. So talk a little bit about how now that you've used hypnosis to help you change this money hypnotic trance that you have, how do you spend money now? How do you view money, saving money, spending money, investing money, earning money, or building a business?
Yeah.
Just a little bit about what's a useful way to look at that.
The more useful way that I've learned is, of course, being aware of what you're spending the money on. Noticing the patterns has been a huge thing for me, is noticing when I'm feeling stress or pressure or insecure, that those are old triggers for me to want to go online and buy stuff or go to the store and buy stuff for my family, whether it's overbuying groceries. I mean, that's so silly, but it felt good in the moment to spend the money. It didn't matter if it was groceries. I was justified. I'm taking care of my family, but it all comes from those old triggers of not feeling safe or secure in myself. And so the ability to use the NLP and the hypnosis to notice those patterns and kind of step back and go, okay, well, how do I want this to go? How do I want to deal with this more effectively instead of the old pattern? And there are the, times where I go through the maturity dramas still of like, but no, I want those things, but I can't allow myself to get stuck in that because it's like a disease. Is you allow it a little bit and then it overcompensates through time. And then you're 6 months down the line going, oh my gosh, what just happened? How did I get here? And because you just stop paying attention. And so noticing that I can have the ability to step out of my own pattern and just go, oh, I see what I'm going through now. And I see my old pattern. That's why I'm feeling like I want to do X, Y, and Z instead of just showing up at the store and going, okay, I'm buying all this for my family and that for my family and these things. And you're like, oh, wait, yeah, that was $300 I didn't need to spend,
Shopping therapy. Yeah.
Exactly. And I think a lot of people don't realize that that's part of it is, are they investing into their future or are they trying to get out of a feeling they're feeling right now? And so learning that there is no fear of investing into myself and my business, because that is the only way that I'll be secure in every area, is creating the confidence in myself and my family and my business, is investing those things, the resources into advertising or the resources into my print material or, having trainings and conferences and investing the time and money into those things creates everything that I'm trying to create in the moment of buying stuff at the store, and so stepping out of that moment and seeing the bigger picture and seeing that I can get everything that I want and everything that I need on a larger scale if I just step back and not let those old patterns run.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it's kind of similar to if a weight loss client finds an uncontrollable need to stuff their face with chips every time they feel stressed or lonely or bored. It would be very similar, right? If they indulge it, then they're going to keep doing it and then they'll gain a ton of weight. But if they're like, oh, I'm bored or stressed or lonely, and they learn that they can handle it a different way that's healthy, then it opens up possibilities that way, gives them control.
Yeah, there is no cheat days, right? So it's staying focused on the goal. What is my goal? My goal is this, making sure that and planning what you want. What do you want financially? What do you want professionally? What do you want? And also, what do you need? Wants and needs are different. And so knowing that you can map out all of that and not get stuck in the now. And I want this now. I need this in my business right now. How can you use the resources that you have to build the bigger vision of your goals?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. And
Awesome.
so, using the ability to have the investments and put money away every month or put money away with every client that signs up, that's easy in the beginning. If it's um, $20 with each client that you sign up, or each person that comes to a training, making sure that you have the ability to see on the back end that was worth it because now 6 months later, I have this in my savings
Mhm.
or I have this in my investment instead of, I have $20,000 worth of debt on my credit card.
So you've really broadened your view, like your perspective on money is the timeline of it is way into the future, and
Hmm.
it used to be just what's happening right now.
Yeah, and that's way different because if my timeline, going into the timeline thing since you brought it up, if my timeline is right in front of me and I can't see anything outside of where I'm at right now, and I can't see around it, I can't see the bigger goals and the bigger vision that I have for my life, and the people who are investing their time and money into me, whether it's our mentor or consultants, um, or even friends, they're investing their time and effort into me. And I can't let that go to waste either. And so their vision for my life is bigger than my vision for my life usually. And so being able to see that and trust that gets the fear in the back seat instead of the driver's seat.
Mhm. Yeah. Great. Talk a little bit about how you do indulge now, because you must indulge sometimes. Like you must go on vacations or have a really nice meal or buy some fancy groceries every now and again. So talk about like what's a better way to be enjoying that, because this isn't about being totally frugal all the time and denying everything. It's really having a healthy relationship with that, with the indulgence. So share with us how you handle that.
Yeah, it is definitely different in the process of how I determine how I'm going to indulge. Instead of it just happening instantly, I'm able to actually put money aside and go, oh, if this happens, then I can, take my kid to Legoland. Or if this happens, I can buy this outfit or this skincare stuff, and it's totally okay if I don't hit it at that moment because those things aren't going anywhere. I'm not losing time. I'm just changing how I'm looking at the perspective of time and money that goes with that. But, like I just took my daughter to Legoland a couple weeks ago, right before school started, because I knew I hit certain levels in my business and I was able to do that. And that felt really good to responsibly look at that whole thing instead of just go, I'm just going to spend money because I have it.
I bet it
um,
was your fun too because you earned it.
yes, totally. It was a great feeling to know that I earned the money to make that happen instead of feeling guilt or shame that I spent the money. There was no guilt or shame. Like I wasn't racking up credit card bills and I wasn't um, overspending on toys or gifts or whatever. It was an experience with my daughter. And so that was really great to build memories in a healthy way. And instead of the old, let's just give everybody everything.
Yeah, yeah, awesome. So, is there anything else you think would be helpful for people to know?
That the fear is not true. So, fear with money is not something that can keep you from being able to reach your own goals. And using hypnosis really gives you the tools to have the self acceptance of what's been going on, whether it's massive amounts of debt or whether it's not knowing how to even start taking care of your finances. But giving you back the control over those things is possible because the fear keeps you from actually being able to see the possibilities. And hypnosis has really helped me be able to see the possibilities instead of being stuck in that old fear cycle.